What's up, everybody? Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning. Holy effing cow. Is there a lot going on right now? Really, in the last 72 hours, over $2 billion vanished from the crypto market. Just gone, poof, vanished. It was the largest liquidation event in crypto history. It did send a financial earthquake that actually sent shockwaves throughout the entire altcoin market, and damn did the altcoin market get decimated. Now it did a rally back again, actually had a pretty good close after the month. Bitcoin closed its highest monthly all-time high so far at 102,000, followed by another lackluster event from the pro-crypto cabinet. Not really much was said. And if you're holding altcoins right now, you're probably feeling the heat like myself. Prices are plummeting. Panic is spreading. Everyone's asking the exact same question. Why are altcoins suffering so badly? It's really not just another crash, folks. This is, and could be, the turning point. And hopefully by the end of the video and the end of the stream, y'all can also understand exactly what's happening, why it matters, and what you can actually do about it. So let's dive into the chat real quick before we go too far into all this. I see people already asking in the chat right now, what are my thoughts and opinions on pump tires and RH change values? We're gonna dive into that as well, Crypto Bindu. We're gonna have some fun today. We're chilling. Why so serious? Bro, altcoins, what the F? Altcoin market is looking terrible lately, guys. Terrible. Let's see if I can find some more inspiring music, let's say. Maybe not as serious. Why so serious? Well, because damn it, guys, there's so much going on right now. But looking back at what we've looked at in the past as well, and just kind of seeing how we've checked out some items in the past and what altcoins have done, what the rest of the market has done, we're gonna be diving into that in some charts today. But yeah, right now the altcoin market's in free fall, guys. I mean, shoot, Ethereum is just crashing every single time, right? I had a fun little tweet about it, and you see it all the time. But every single time Bitcoin has reached $100,000 or recaptured $100,000, Ethereum has managed to go lower and lower and lower and lower and lower and lower and lower, right? I think it's like 6 or 7 times now that every single time Bitcoin's back at 100,000, Ethereum is once again lower. So what the F, man? Altcoins are absolutely getting crushed. I mean, these are tokens, of course, like Pulse Chain, like Hex, like PulseX, but also coins like Solana, Cardano, and even Polygon are down 60, 70, even 80% from their all-time highs. A lot of the meme tokens that were all the hype, not the ones that just recently came out from Pump.Tires, those are also down 60+% as well. But really the bigger crypto pumps that people were talking about, the dog with hats and all these Pepes and Bretcoin and all these meme coins that were the next meme coin to be the one to take it over, are down 60, 70, even 80+%. It's not just about price drops anymore, guys. It's really about confidence. Right now, altcoins are fleeing. Altcoins, or investors, people who put any sort of capital in altcoins, they're fleeing in droves. And this $2 billion liquidation event was one of those items that it was kind of the match that lit the fire. Like, everyone had been wondering what was going to happen, what was going to be the reason, what was going to be the cause. And then you saw the recent crypto liquidation event where, yeah, I mean, let me just kind of pull this up as well. And I'm sure many of y'all saw this and may have even been partaking, hopefully not. But this is something that definitely happened. $2 billion liquidated. $2 billion. This is on February 3rd, guys. Today's February 5th. It's Wednesday, my dudes. I want to be bringing out some positive freaking... I want to have fun with this, man. I want to have some... We're all winning. We're all getting rich as... But it seems like everyone is just waiting for the market to just take off. $2 billion being liquidated is one of those kind of situations that you can expect. It's where market makers flush people who are taking on too much leverage, people who are getting long on their crypto, right? Leap. What the heck is leap? Where's my little close button? There you are. Anyways, you can see this is on the 3-day chart. So let me just put this on the daily real fast just so y'all can kind of see. This is Bitcoin and you can just kind of see how fast it went down. By the way, this chart doesn't look good, guys. Like, I'm saying this from the TA type perspective where you see a double top scenario, right? You see a top right here and then another top right here, and that typically is bearish. That is usually not too bueno. Especially after the massive pump that we actually saw that kind of led us into November, right? You saw the election hype. It was, you know, Trump's getting inaugurated or Trump's getting elected into office. Let's send this sucker from $69,000, $70,000 all the way up to damn near $100,000. That was freaking awesome. And then the election event takes place, and yeah, there's going to be some people who sell, take profits. You see the little double lightsaber candle right here. People don't really know what the market's going to really want to do, but it continued to push. It continued to push, and this actually happened all the way up until that mid-December dip. This is when Jerome Powell came into the office, and he basically was like, hey, guys, yeah, we're not going to be dropping rates, and we only may end up dropping 2 rates in 2025, and so, yeah. And the market's like, and so, right? That's exactly what went down here. And then you saw the rally once again. Hey, Trump's getting inaugurated into office, bringing it back. Pro-crypto president. I mean, you look at the World Economic Forum or the World Economic Financial tab over here. We can actually go to Arkham Intelligence, which is a pretty cool site as well. I guess I got to type it all the way in. I thought I had it. Arkham Intelligence. And you can actually see and just type in like World Economic over here and just kind of like do a little search and see kind of what they got going on, right? World Liberty, there you go. World Liberty Fi, that's what I was trying to figure out. I just wasn't getting the name correct. So World Liberty Fi has been buying up some ETH, but then they've also been dropping or selling some ETH as well, transferring it back to Coinbase, selling it all. You know, Donald Trump Jr. basically is like, hey guys, y'all might want to pay attention to Ethereum. Wink, wink. Basically, you know, didn't give any sort of not financial advice situation, but he was like, hey man, y'all might want to be paying attention. And this is where a lot of people are like, okay, right? Are you buying ETH? Does that mean we're paying attention to it? And they have been able to, again, get roughly a little bit of ETH as well, right? They've been stacking up their ETH on the side while they're doing this right now. So this is kind of leading this whole concept and sentiment of like, people are kind of wondering what's really going on. Oh yeah, the reason why I pulled it up is because I was going to pull up the liquidation type event, right? And so if you're looking at this chart right here, this is again February 3rd back over here, right? So this is a massive liquidation wick. This is getting many traders out of their positions by liquidating them, right? So if you see a massive candle wick that drops the price all the way down here, and y'all have to understand, this was in the span of really hours at this point in time. If we break this down on the hourly, right, you can see a massive candle that actually just dropped all of a sudden, right? This massive candle just dropped. This is a hour candle that we're seeing it, and we'll go from 97,000 all the way down to 91,000, and just shook a whole bunch of people out. But you can see it was bullish because it was followed and quickly bought back up again, which is actually pretty darn bullish. If you see massive dips like that followed by a massive buyback and pump again, that's actually pretty damn bullish. That usually means the market maker is doing their thing and they're shaking out the people who are taking on too much leverage. Hey, all those people who were long in crypto, taken out. All those people who were short on crypto, taken out. And there was just like a wipe event, which is why you saw $2 billion liquidated. And basically this was coming from the tariff talk where Donald Trump's like, hey guys, I'm going to do a 25% tariff on Mexico. I'm going to do a 25% tariff on Canada. And, you know, we're going to stop those people from bringing in fentanyl, and we're going to keep them from bringing in all these people entering the US illegally. And people fucking lost it. And once again, they just have been waiting to... It's like people have such a fear right now, and I don't know if this is coming from a PTSD situation where they've just been burned so many times in the recent event, but this bull run isn't feeling like any other bull run that I've seen in the past, right? I missed the 2017 bull run. I started getting into crypto 2018, 2019. So I was lucky in that sense, I guess, where I got to see kind of the hype, but then I didn't really start getting in. And I did see the hype in 2021, and it just felt different, right? It just felt different. This time, I don't know if people have just been burned so many times that, you know, their hopes are they've been beat so many times that their hopes and expectations have just been crushed, guys. So like if they now see a 2x in their coins, it's like they have to sell. They no longer want to hold and see what could actually be the bull run type hype at the end, which is good, I guess, right? Like in the sense that it's allowing people to get out of their positions. It's people, the market causes max pain. And I actually had a conversation with my friends on this conversation the other day. I thought we had experienced max pain, especially in the Pulse Chain ecosystem. I mean, heck, guys, we've been waiting 2+ years for Pulse Chain to launch. It finally launches. Great. Let's celebrate. Guys, we're almost 2+ years since Pulse Chain has launched, and it's not even above SAC price right now. That sucks. Keeping it real. That's boo-boo. And this is where it's like, I don't know if there are just far too many people with their bags so big that they can just perpetually dump on the price forever. And because they have been able to dump on the prices forever, they start playing in some of these meme game worlds as well. And they get massive pumps once again. And then they dump it on the new people who are coming in behind them. And it just seems like this cycle is continuing over and over and over. And I thought we had experienced max pain, guys. I really, really did. With the most recent launch of Pump.Tires, I kind of felt like we haven't seen max pain yet still, which is like mind-blowing to say. Okay? Mind-blowing to say, guys. Although, of course, called that one. So it's like, is it, what in the F is going on? What is happening? Because normally this is how crypto cycles look. You get Bitcoin. Bitcoin begins. And people buy Bitcoin, right? And this is just kind of how it all starts. People buy Bitcoin. Boom. After they buy Bitcoin, they move some of their profits into Ethereum. After Ethereum pumps, they move into other layer 1 tokens, large cap phase 3, where you start seeing everything happening here. Then you get into mid caps, and finally finishing off the season with alt season, where it just goes to the moon and basically everyone feels like an absolute genius. I haven't really been feeling that everyone feels like an absolute genius. Yes, there are some people who have been degening in the world of the new tokens. And for those people who made plenty of money, dude, I am so freaking happy. Like, that is why we're all in crypto in all reality. It's just, I've suppressed my, I call it degen behavior. Being in crypto is like, I said this in a tweet. Basically, if you're in crypto or in altcoins in general, it's like you're a gambling addict without admitting that you're addicted to gambling, right? Otherwise, we'd probably just be in Bitcoin, right? Because it's like, I want to take a little bit higher risk. I want a higher reward. I want higher return. And damn if we are not being tested on our patience right now at this point in time, because right now this Bitcoin going to Ethereum isn't happening. It seems like, and then Ethereum doing something and moving into the large caps isn't happening. And then going into the mid caps isn't happening. What seemed to happen was we started out at phase 1 with Bitcoin and we were like, hey, the price is going here, meme coins. And this is like as soon as it happened and you went full on meme coins behavior. This is basically what happened. It went from Bitcoin pumping to meme coins. And then January of 2024, Pump.Fund launches, and then 35 million tokens launch within the year. And I guarantee there's more than that as well, guys, right? And so everyone's like, well, fuck Ethereum, because why would I want to hold Ethereum right now? Why would I want to hold Ethereum, especially if it's done something like this? It's Ethereum right now, guys. Whoops, that's not Ethereum. That also is a sad chart to see as well. This is Ethereum right now. This was, remember I told you about that January 3rd wick? This was that wick on January 3rd for Ethereum. It was absolutely freaking brutal, guys. And this is after Ethereum pumped up to $4,000 not too long ago, or started looking like it was gonna begin to be a little bit bullish. It got up to like 3,400 and we're like, holy shit, it could actually potentially break out of this trend line and get going. And then it just freaking dumped. It went not only from 3,400 all the way down to 2,100, guys. We haven't seen Ethereum at that price since August. August is when we last saw Ethereum at 2,100. And sure, it got bought back up, but dude, it is not a strong buyback. And if you see a buyback this big, typically that's actually bullish if the next candle is green, because this means there's massive pump potential happening, but the next candle is red. And so it's just like, bro, ETH, what are you doing? What are you doing? Again, Ethereum hasn't, and just this time alone, from December, this is a 48% dump in the span of 49 days, right? Even if you look at it currently from right now, still a 33% dump in 50 days. That's a crazy number to be saying, guys. It's a wild number to be saying. Now, I drew this out thinking, what if we see something like the early 2023 phase where it just actually sees a little bit of a rally, and what would that look like if we finally broke out of this trend line? However, we didn't break out of that parallel channel and we stayed well within that parallel channel. So let's just move this along and say, okay, cool. Now let's see what could end up playing out if we end up doing something like this. What does it look like? Whoops. What does it look like? You know? And this could, in fact, kind of be what hopefully we can start seeing, guys, because right now the Bitcoin dominance is recapturing all sorts of power right now. I did not want to see Bitcoin dominance above 60%. That's not good for altcoins, guys. That is not good for altcoins. Usually what happens during any sort of bull run, you can see it begins back over here in December of 2020, right before the altcoin run or meme coin run or 2021 bull market run. Bitcoin dominance begins to actually break and fall down. And yeah, it had some support, but it continues to break and fall down. We are doing so the opposite right now. It looked like it was looking somewhat similar, and I was like, guys, this is good news. November was, if you remember, pretty damn bullish for altcoins, right? That was actually the month where, you know, Bitcoin or the Bitcoin dominance began to drop, and you're like looking at this right here and you're like, yep, here it is, guys. This is what I've been waiting for. Let alt season begin. Not only did we not get an alt season, yeah, we saw some pumps that happened in November. If you remember, we did see some pumps, but Bitcoin dominance began regaining a lot of traction. And I said, okay, cool. There's a trend that I've had drawn out since December of 2022. You can see this line right here. Since November of 2022, when it really all started happening, I said, okay, cool. If it wants to replay this and retake this, you know, so be it. Let it retake the trend line. But I don't want to see it really break out above the trend line. And not only did it break out above the trend line, it massively broke out above the trend line. That's not good. Bitcoin dominance on February 3rd got as high as 64%. Altcoins got decimated, guys. They got decimated. And I know many people are thinking right now, like, is this the end of altcoins? Like, the market isn't doing what it normally does, guys. It's just not. Right? Like, to give you a better idea, what I have here, what I drew on this one was basically two charts. This was the 2017 Bitcoin dominance from January 1st to May, right? And so I started this on January 1st on each of these days. This was 2017, and maybe I need to make this a little thicker. Give me 1 second. Let me make this a little bit thicker. I guess that's I'll just make it darker, I guess. Here we go. Make you yellow and make you green. That was actually pretty damn good time. So again, Bitcoin dominance January 1st, 2017 to May of that year. So May of 2017, May of 2021. Bitcoin dominance, while it was sideways for a period of time in 2017, it was moving down. And I know it's tough to tell that sideways action, but it was moving down right before March, where it really took off in altcoins and they really started shining. And then it really went fucking wild and crazy by May. 2021, this is the altcoin Bitcoin dominance right here in 2021. It was moving down the entire time in 2021, and then it took a massive dip into May, which everything popped off like crazy. What is the chart doing right now? It's doing the opposite of going down. It is doing the exact opposite of going down, guys. It is gaining strength right now. And that's just not good. We've broken out of the actual channel, right? Let me put this on the monthly real fast just so y'all can see this whole channel all the way back over here. But this was a channel that we've been holding all the way since 2017, right? We touched it here, we had a touch here, we had another touch here. We've broken above that. And if February closes above that channel right now, well, guys, I really only have one thing to say, and I shared this with all the Patreon members in the last stream on Sunday, that it looks like this cycle is going to take longer to play out, which could be more bullish for us. But in the short term, there is a lot of pain ahead. A lot of pain. Because typically, you want to see this sucker go down. You want to see the Bitcoin dominance go down. Not only has the Bitcoin dominance been going up, the dollar's also been going up as well. The dollar's also been going up during this time. Now, recently, in recent days, we've started to see the dollar begin to lose value, which typically is good for crypto. But it just seems like no one knows what's happening, man. Everyone's trying to figure out what's going on. Not only that, it seems like this is coming from, River over here, and I'm sure y'all may have seen this same chart as well. But this is actually a decoupling Bitcoin versus crypto market in altcoins in reality. And what this chart is showing is that typically the market moves together, okay? Bitcoin right here in this line, all other cryptocurrencies in the black. And they tend to move similar. And there tends to be time where the market shines with altcoins and then comes back down and has a little bit more hype and then comes back down, but it moves together. They all move together. This is going into 2021 down here, okay? So now you're starting 2017 back here. Everything moved up. It went down. 2021, everything moved up. Yes, the sideways, the down, the action, all this stuff moved very similar to Bitcoin. But now, Bitcoin has actually decoupled itself from the rest of the crypto market. It's not good. That doesn't bode well. Okay. Now, there could be a delay in this, right? You've seen this happen slightly before, but the market still moves somewhat similar. What you're seeing right now on this chart is basically the market moving up and the rest of the market moving down. Should I say Bitcoin moving up and the rest of the market moving down? Not bullish. But if you look over here and just say, okay, cool, what has happened in the past? And can it be slightly delayed? Sure, it can absolutely be slightly delayed, right? Where you can see, you know, altcoins kind of lagging by a month or two. Not really too crazy. Yeah, it's still moving in a relatively similar pattern, but it's lagging by a month or two. We kind of stopped the whole lag process really in that whole November timeframe, right? Right before this whole January timeframe. And this is where I say, if the market decides it finally wants to catch up, I can see it just rip straight up. This is when you see things like God candles come back into existence again. This is when you can see things that just doesn't make sense to anyone logically. This is when, for people who are currently holding their bags right now, can see massive rewards returned. Okay. But like right now, guys, I mean, the market is pretty crazy, right? Like, let me just keep that as surreal as I possibly can, right? Like the liquidation event in recent days is showing people are either trying to make their money back as quickly as possible, which is absolutely a thing. People are just trying to make money because altcoins have been in the fucking poo-poo lately, right? So that could also be a thing too. And so we're just trying to figure out, like, if you are, and again, like to break it down for anyone who really doesn't understand like liquidations or leverage trading, it's basically someone who says, hey, I'm gonna borrow $10,000 to buy an altcoin, and I'm gonna take it on a 10x leverage. So I have $1,000, I'm gonna borrow $10,000, a 10x leverage, and I'm gonna bet that the market is going to go up, meaning I'm long the market. I believe the market's going to continue to rally, especially with pro-crypto cabinet and House and Senate and in the presidential office itself. And so I'm gonna say the market's going to continue to go up. But what happens is the market makers know and can see all the people who basically took all these liquidations and basically, or not liquidations, leverage trades, saying they're leveraged up to the tits because they're just trying to make money faster than they normally would by buying and holding tokens. Because buying and holding tokens in this stage in the game hasn't worked out. That doesn't mean it won't. It just means at this stage in the game, it hasn't worked out. Yes, there are some tokens that have popped off so far, I understand, but this isn't a normal alt season rally. I'm telling you, guys, alt season is when you close your eyes, throw a dart at the board, get a 10x your money. Everyone feels like a genius. You see everyone in your euphoric state. Everyone's happy. I don't feel that right now. The sentiment in the crypto market is in the shitter right now. The sentiment, whenever I look at the fear and greed index right now, is in the boo-boo. People are neutral. People are not bullish at all right now. They are like, it's a flat state at this point in time. But what happens is the price drops, especially if you're on 10x leverage, 10%, right? And, or 11%, I guess, at this point in time. And basically that $1,000 that you put up for your collateral isn't enough to cover the loan. And so the exchange will automatically sell your position to repay the debt. Now let's speed that process up and imagine that happening to thousands of traders all at once. That's what caused the $2 billion liquidation event. And because altcoins are absolutely more volatile, they're hit even harder. I mean, people are going out and taking 100x leverage. Basically, if the price drops 1%, they're wrecked. But they're trying to do it because they have a chance to make money faster. Even people who did a 3x leverage got absolutely rinsed in the liquidation event. So why is the event so significant in the first place? Because it exposed that dangerous truth. The crypto market is still built on a very shaky foundation, and when those foundation cracks, altcoins are the first to crumble. It is a domino effect that begins to happen. So after a liquidation event like this, it breeds chaos. If y'all have ever heard the term FUD before, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, that's what's happening. Altcoins are inherently more volatile than Bitcoin. They do have smaller market caps, they have less liquidity, and typically they have fewer investors. So when panic begins to set in, the sell-offs are faster and more brutal. So as people see a red candle, the next person says, I don't want to lose any more money, I'm going to sell now. And they sell, causing, guess what? The price to drop further, causing the next person to say, I've reached my max pain scenario, I'm out. And they sell, even at a loss. And there's some cases where selling at a loss does make sense. It really does. There are times when you just got to say, you know what? Chalk it up to an L. It is what it is. But it's not about the numbers right now. It's about psychology, guys, because when these people see their portfolios crashing, fear takes over. Emotion is what can lead you to wreck yourself in this crypto market. Get control of your emotions. It is super tough, especially for those people who may have been in the pulse chain sacrifice, to be sitting here at this point in time and say, what in the actual F? And then you see another thing like the pump.tires token launch and someone invests $500 and turn it into $15 million or whatever fucking number it was with the most recent scenario. And so it's funny that I said the token name without even purposely meaning to. No pun intended there. But you see this happen, and it creates this degen behavior. You see someone get incredibly wealthy, incredibly fast, and you say, why can't that be me? And typically by the time you go in, that's when the crypto coin that you started investing in begins to crash. And it's this perpetual cycle of chasing the next game, the next token, the next bet, trying to get early, trying to be first, trying to get in. And you just, you unlock a degen door that is Pandora's box of degen behaviors. I was so thankful when I found Hex because I was able to finally suppress so many of those degen behaviors. But fucking A, guys, I've been feeling like my dam is about to crack lately, right? I've been feeling that way, and I'm just sharing with y'all my thoughts on all this. Because I'm looking here where, like, dude, every single time, like, my dam was like this in the beginning. I found Hex, it was like, we got a solid community, we got a solid founder, I love the token and what it can do. It's 55-55, let's think long term. It helped my psychology of the crypto market. It helped me remove the emotion of what's gonna happen tomorrow. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. It's glorious. I've said this so many times. And then we had the launch of the sacrifice of Pulse Chain. And damn it, dude. Honestly, still to this day, I have thoughts where I say I wish Pulse Chain never had launched in the first place because I love Hex. I really, really do, guys. It was so beneficial and helpful for my mental health that I was so thankful to have found it. I felt that the community I'd found was a brethren that you couldn't find outside of the military. It was super rare, the camaraderie that we held and shared. Super rare to have that. And then Pulse Chain launched, and that was the end of the beginning. That was the beginning of the end, I guess I should say. Because then sacrifice after sacrifice after sacrifice began to happen. People started getting split. Attention started getting diverted. Finally, we have Pulse Chain launch, and it feels like everything we've been waiting for this entire time is here. And we see a rally in the beginning. It didn't launch where we thought it would, but hey, who cares? Let's see some green candles. Let's pump. We haven't seen those all-time highs since. That was back in May of 2023. That's a long time, guys. We're almost 2 years in. Not only are we not at the all-time highs, heck, we're still down 70% from all-time highs in some scenarios. Especially if you're talking Hex, we're down even more. and then you see a new token get launched. The degen behavior that has been suppressed for so long. You see someone who is a true degen and says, I'm willing to put $1,000 into this. I don't know if it's going to do anything. You see it turn into $100,000 and you're like, fucking A, bro. Congratulations. It's incredible. For the longest time, have been saying I don't want to play in those games because the core tokens are all that matter. I still believe that. I honestly do. If you feel like you got a degen, I've shared this in the past, go make a brand new wallet, go start a new fund, and have some fun. Let the degen begin. But typically when that happens, Pandora's box does get opened. And for me, I equated it to my buddies and talked with them on the phone. So I stopped drinking probably about 2.5 years ago, drinking alcohol. I stopped smoking cigarettes probably about 3.5 years ago, and I stopped smoking weed probably about 1.5 years ago. It's been some time since I've stopped, and I'm thankful that I had the ability to stop. But the only way I could stop for myself was to go cold turkey, meaning I can't have a single fucking drop of alcohol unless I just want to open that door again. I can't go smoke a single cigarette in times of stress or anger or frustration or happiness after sex. Any of that. I can't. Because it unlocks, for me, the addiction that is there. And so, when I found Hex, I was able to finally put a clamp on my degen behaviors, because in the past, this was me, guys. This is how I would do things. I would look at charts. I'll just share the screen with y'all as well. I would look at charts. This is $1 right here. I'm just gonna pull up. Doesn't even matter. We're gonna pull up. Yeah, I'm just gonna pull up Bitcoin. We're just gonna have some fun here. I would look at charts, and it wouldn't be on daily. It would not be on daily. It would be on 15 minutes. Something absolutely fucking crazy. And I would be doing all these different things of, okay, we got this channel going up. We got a very bullish channel happening over here. We got this forming this little line of resistance. We have this forming line of support. What does that mean? Okay, cool. I'm going to enter a position here. When the prices pump, I'm going to exit a position here. Cool. When the prices dip back down, I'm going to buy back in here. I'm going to wait for the rally and buy back in up here. And I would do that over and over and over and over and over and over, and it was constant. There was no end to it for me. No end. Until I found Hex. And I found Hex and was like, what am I looking at 15-minute charts for? I need to be looking at 1-year charts. And again, I know this isn't exactly applicable in this example, but I would even just say I need to look at the monthly chart at least at this point. All right, cool. I've zoomed out. I don't need to worry about the day-to-day, the minute-by-minute. I don't need to worry about what's happening here and there. I was trading Forex like wild. I was trading cryptos like crazy during this time. I was in, I was out, I was in, I was out constantly during that entire time. I found Hex and was like, fuck it. I'm staked 15 years. I don't need to worry about what the price is doing. I'm earning yield every single day. And for me, that allowed me to quit degening by going cold turkey. And so even with the whole launch of all these different tokens and chains and memes that have happened on Pulse Chain, I haven't participated in them. And for the people who have made money on them, congrats, man. Congrats. You know what I mean? Like, it's incredible. Because I am so happy when people win. And I didn't even feel like degening back then. I didn't. I was just like, dude, congrats, man. That token worked out. Like, I wasn't willing to take a risk. You were. You made money. Congratulations. I'm going to believe what I'm going to believe. I'm going to stick to the core tokens. I'm going to think that, heck, we would be at that price by now on either the Pulse Chain or PulseX prices. I would think we'd be well beyond that, as a matter of fact, especially if I compare charts like, and I've pulled this up as well in the past, but Sui was a chart that I thought would be very similar to how Pulse Chain launch would go. It launched roughly around the same time as Pulse Chain in May of 2023. Same time as Pulse Chain. It went down for the first several months. It was followed quickly by a nice rally all the way back up, setting the previous all-time high right here. This was back in April of 2024, sell in May, go away situation. Everyone kind of has an idea. Cool, the sell-off happened. You see the dip happen once again, sell in May, go away. All right, cool. And then it rallied once again and saw a nice 10x pump. Okay. To me, whenever I see a chart like this is how I thought Pulse Chain would personally look. I thought we'd see a dip. Yep. It launches. A lot of people want to take off their profit. We've been waiting 2+ years. I get it. Some people got to extract the value. Hey, we're back up all the way over here at this point in time. And again, granted, guys, this is a year later, right? So you got March over here, or May over here of 2023. You got damn near May over here of 2024 to even get back up to that previous price. Okay, cool. So it took a year to get there, and then it finally dipped back down. So we're now in August, all the way back up to October of 2024. So at this point in time, it's been roughly about a year and a half. Okay, been roughly about a year and a half. Still previous all-time high, but heck, seeing the previous all-time high. Not only that, especially if you were the one to start taking advantage of some of these dips, you were up roughly about 13-14 extra money. If you were taking advantage of this dip, you were still up roughly about 10 extra money. This is a chart that I thought Pulse Chain would look very similar to, but instead it looks like this. And I'm not hating on Pulse Chain for this chart, guys. I'm really not, but it's not what I personally thought it would look like. Okay. And again, let me just probably hide this from visibility off the monthly, and that way maybe I can see this here and hide that. Cool. So this is what the chart looked like, right? Like you got to see a nice little rally. Granted, this doesn't give the entire chart because it doesn't go back to that March or May of 2023, which I understand, but it did dip during that time. We saw a little pump in the beginning, followed by the little dip that followed as well. Got it. We did see this little rally that actually brought us all the way back up. That is incredible. Just like Sui, it also had its dip in March or April, followed by the little pump all the way down here. However, unlike Sui, when we did start to see that rally in September, October, we were quickly hit by so many different things, right? You had the SEC start coming after us in July of 2024. You had Richard Hart's kill tweet that unfortunately just nuked the entire ecosystem. To this day, I still don't understand why. You have, a whole bunch of other stuff where the pump would begin to happen, and then every single time the pump begins to happen, we just can't go back and even get back up. And again, SAC price is only right here, guys. I'm not expecting a lot. Like, I'm not asking for this thing to just go off and just do crazy things, but holding above SAC price would be absolutely beautiful, which just means either we have way too many people that were enriched in the ecosystem suppressing the prices, or they just have, every single time we see a pump, we're just followed by a whole bunch of JEETs at this point in time. The ecosystem's full of them. And now, unfortunately, we brought in even more with the whole pump.tires situation. So anyways, that's just kind of sharing a little bit of what I thought would be a possibility of happening. That's just kind of giving a little bit like my 2 cents into all this as well. It's a bloodbath out here, guys, but of course, guys, we have been here before, and I know it's wild to even say. It is crazy to even say such a thing. We've seen these things play out so many times in previous cycles, which is why I personally believe cycles are going to go this time longer than expected, meaning we probably won't see an actual cycle top until January or even April of 2026. Now, where am I getting this from? I'm getting this from a couple of different areas right away. But one thing that I can always share with everyone just right from the jump is kind of where we were, where we went to, and kind of like what went down. And so to give everyone an idea, this was what it was in the past, okay? So like basically what happened during this time was we had a rally that happened. This is Bitcoin, by the way, okay? This is going all the way back to 2010. You saw the first rally that happened all the way in 2010, followed by the 2013 wave that actually was the bull market, okay? So during that time, this is actually the first cycle peak. During this time, it took roughly about 731 days to get there from the low back over here in 2011, okay? I did the exact same thing over here, and I said, okay, cool. If we're do the all-time low from 2015 to 2017 all-time high, what does that actually look like? Well, it took 853 days. That was 24% longer, okay? the next one was, I said, okay, cool. What about the next phase? We took the all-time low back in 2019, followed by the all-time high back over here in 2021, which was the actual cycle top. Well, what does this mean? We were once again took that 1066 for the days divided by, 853 and said, okay, we ended up about 24% longer once again. So if we just assume that we have an average of 24% longer from cycles, where does that put us this cycle? Well, it puts us over here into this phase where we actually end up getting the bottom back in 2022, followed by the actual end of that cycle, which is 24% longer from 1,066 days, puts us at 1,308 days, which puts us all the way into June of 2026. It's one way of looking at it right there. Second way of looking at it is I said, all right, cool. Let's assume it's not 24% longer. Let's assume it's an average of 19% longer from all the times the cycles have done this. Where does that lead us? Okay, where does that put us? Well, that would give us 1,247 days from the previous 1066. So again, if it's 19% longer, we just do 1,066 days times 1.19, we get 1,247. That puts us all the way up until April of 2026, y'all. This is one way of looking at it that I was just kind of considering. It's something I've looked at in the past. And if we end up going this route for this cycle, well, that would actually end up moving this nice little rounding. Oh my God, I'm like drawing a blank on this. Nice little curve right here, where we not only kind of touch these levels and end up topping around September, October, November of 2025, which basically the normal cycle would end up putting us around November of 2025, by the way, okay, to everyone who's just kind of curious, it would put us around that time frame. Then we could end up seeing that we may still reach $242,000 per Bitcoin, but it may be by April or January or somewhere in the 2026 time frame. Which would mean this, where we're going right now for the actual charts and what we're seeing, would actually lead us all the way over here in 2026, where we'd actually see the nice little rally that we're getting potentially by April, May, or June still this cycle, which puts us over here, followed by a dip back down to this 100K range, followed by the pump that actually leads us into 2026 by April of 2026, making that the previous all-time high. And during that time, if, and this is a big old if, and I understand, I get it, I'm right there with y'all as well, because I'm looking at the ETH BTC chart. And by the way, I said this on the I shared this on a freaking post. I'm gonna hide this over here on the monthly real quick, just to kind of make sure that everyone can understand. But if we see Ethereum and Bitcoin ratio fall under 0.029, we don't see an alt season yet. We're not even close to seeing an alt season yet. And guys, this absolutely freaking sucks. Okay? Like, no alt season sucks. Alt season begins when ETH Bitcoin ratio at minimum breaks this 0.04 range. It's gotta break out of this range in order for, my opinion, for alt season to really take place. Not only does that have to take place, this Bitcoin dominance has got to start going the opposite way. As long as Bitcoin dominance continues to go up, and by the way, a green candle on these things are not very bullish, guys. That's not very bullish. Okay? So ETH dominance has fallen substantially lately. Okay? Like, yes, ETH dominance is looking god awful. We haven't seen these figures and numbers since December of 2020. I could even go back further, but it hasn't been at these ranges since May of 2020 or even further beyond that. Okay, so ideally we see a bottom start forming at some point where ETH dominance can start flipping its freaking schedule and getting its shit together. The dollar can start losing its value, which by the way also needs to happen. Break down between 105, 108, or even really start getting bullish when we start breaking the 100 dollar or DXY range index over here, that would be really darn bullish. So ideally you see Bitcoin dominance begin to fall, ETH dominance begin to pick up, DXY start falling below 100. That's when all season happens, guys. But until then, fuck, man. I don't know. I don't know. I honestly, I just don't know, guys. Because this isn't like any other time in the past. I am so curious to know what y'all's thoughts are on this. So let's have some fun. Let's dive into the chat. Let's see what y'all are talking about. Should I make this a more serious music range? We're gonna start getting serious. What are y'all's thoughts on this? Are we gonna have an alt season? I see Betty in the house. Good afternoon. How you doing, Betty? Prospector, what's up? What's up? Why so serious? Because we need to be serious. I would love to see an altcoin rally, man. I would love it. I would love for just really alt season to start taking off. But everything that I'm seeing right now doesn't make me very bullish to say that we're just around the corner. Like, yes, you can look at previous times. As a matter of fact, let me just pull up a couple of different pictures and images as well, right? I shared this just moments ago, but let's just pull up a couple different images. I shared this already to say, hey, this is what it's looked like and this is what's going on. Alt season tends to look like this. February of 2017, alt season began. Let me just kind of zoom on in so y'all can see things a little easier. February of 2017, alt season began. February of 2021, alt season began. February of 2025, I hope so. I do. We're also right here in this situation on this bear trap where basically it kind of feels like we're kind of in the situation where, you know, it's like you start getting excited, you start accumulating, you get that first initial shakeout, you're seeing some trend emergence, some momentum building starts happening. This is that November timeframe, December timeframe. You get a bear trap, which sends prices nuking before. And guys, the market will absolutely shake people out. Okay, I had thought we had seen max pain. Clearly, we haven't. So the market begins to shake people out, and this is when it tends to finally shoot things up to the freaking moon. This is when you start seeing renewed optimism start coming back in the picture. Everyone and their mother begins to FOMO. Again, we haven't really gotten the whole people are reaching out to me talking about crypto. How do I get in this? How do I get in that? Yes, we've had meme coins pop off, and yes, there have been some people who have made some pretty damn good money on that as well. But this is kind of where the market's looking like right now. Okay. It's a bloodbath here, guys. It really is. I got my lid covered. Good old coffee. All right, let's see what y'all got going on. Crypto markets are indeed cyclical for sure. What goes down will eventually come back up if it has fundamental value, lasting value. The Lindy effect in effect, right? You know what I mean? Something that's been around longer tends to be the actual one that people plan on buying, that kind of stuff. And so that's why we have things like XRP popping off like crazy, Bitcoin popping off like crazy. You know, it's been around, it's lasted. But dude, look at all the cryptos right now. They just aren't doing anything crazy, guys. As a matter of fact, let's just have some fun S's and G's real quick. I haven't pulled up the global crypto market cap stuff today at all, but you can kind of see using like coin market cap and that kind of site over here, you know, a 6.10% decrease. Whoops. A 6.10% decrease over the last day, right? Like the whole crypto market's down. There's 10.62 million tokens that are even on this site. Even more are out there being launched daily, right? You still see, you know, the hype cycle over here where these tokens are doing these 9400% type moves on this one, and people are getting in and out of these trades as fast as they possibly can. They get in, they make some money, they get out. They see a 2x, they get out. Like, people are no longer holding tokens like they once were. The fear and greed index is now at 47%. Bitcoin dominance still regaining so much, which is terrible in my opinion. Overall, again, the top market cap cryptos of 100% are, you know, are kind of holding steady to a certain degree. We've seen some Ethereum start rallying back again, but like this is what I was talking about earlier, where there was let me just see if I can find it. Right, so there was yeah, let me just go to my profile. By the way, yeah, go give this a follow, guys. Follow. Yeah, this is all funny right here. When you've been holding RH coins tokens longer than your last relationship, right? Pump tires just deflated your Lambo dreams. Time to dust off that resume. Go handle some business, guys. If you know, you know. I was having some fun looking at some stuff. Okay, here. This is what I was trying to look for. This is Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin has continued to lap over and over and over. Every single time Bitcoin hits $100,000, Ethereum is at $4,000, then $3,900, then $3,700, then $3,400, then $3,000, then $2,700. It's like, what in the actual flying F, Ethereum? What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Right? Let me see if I can pull up a 2 chart over here and pull up 2 charts. We'll go ETH on this one, ETH USD, and we'll go Bitcoin over here, BTC. All right, so this is on monthly. Let's just switch this up to, I'll do 3 days. I feel like that's fair. 3 days. All right, cool. So this is what we're talking about real fast. Boom. Boom. All right, each time Bitcoin has managed to hit the $100,000 level. So Bitcoin hits 100K right here. Well, during that time when Bitcoin first hit 100K, November 24th, over here, boom. Bitcoin hit 100K. All right, cool. Ethereum, around $4,000, somewhere in this range, right? This is that first time Bitcoin hit the 100K mark. Next time Ethereum or Bitcoin hits 100K, we're over here. After it fell down, retested, came back up again. Now, Ethereum is sitting over here on this side, even lower, once again, right? And this happened so many times. Bitcoin came down, retested, didn't quite capture that 100K level at that point in time. So I'll even just say the next level it recaptured that 100K level was again January 4th over here. Well, by January 4th, we're now down lower. It's like, yo, Ethereum, what are you doing, bro? Right? Bitcoin recaptures 100K right here. Ethereum is down over here. Okay? Like, ETH, get your shit together, man. Get your shit together. Guys, this is what I'm talking about whenever I'm looking at these tweets over here, right? Whenever I'm seeing stuff like this, it's like, damn, dude, damn. All right, back to the comments. I got distracted. So excited for what's to come. What's good? What's happening? What's shaking? Good evening, ATX and everyone. Hello, good afternoon, good evening, and good morning. To all the people watching the replay, gang, be sure to smash the like button. Holy effing cow, guys, it is Wednesday, and y'all let me go this long without hitting you with the Wednesday, my dudes? Oh, I gotta do it. Y'all.
It is Wednesday, my dudes. Wednesday. Wednesday, my dudes. Wednesday. It is Wednesday, my.
All right. Back over here. Everyone's saying hello. What's up? What's up? What's up? Bong bong. Afternoon all. Hello all. What's up, Atlantean? Hello, my love. How are you? Fun times. Absolutely. This feels like the last great shakeout. I mean, doesn't it? Hasn't every shakeout felt like the last great shakeout? Oh my God. Please let this be the last shakeout. Right? Like, let these suckers start pumping, man. We had David Czar or David Sachs come on, the Crypto Czar, and everyone sold once again, right? You know, Bitcoin dropped below 100K, and it's just like, damn it, dude. Just let these suckers just begin to pump, bro. What's cooking in the kitchen, ninjas? Chilling, man. Pimp barbecue sauce, what's up? ATL, what's up? Yep. LOL. Are you sure? Absolutely. Yep. What's up? Good, brother. Just wrapped up work for the day. Going to meet a buddy for a beer. Enjoy, my friend. Enjoy. Can you see a situation where the conversion to Bitcoin to ETH in the cycle is delayed due to Trump new crypto rules and VCs getting their bag set up for a later run this year? I think I kind of covered it, but yes, I do believe there will be a crypto run later into the year that just goes further into the cycle, which is kind of bullish as well, guys, because if we saw a massive pump up all of a sudden, 10, 20, 100x, 1000x, whatever that may be in all these altcoins, that tends to also be a very euphoric type feeling where it's like screaming, we're at the top right now. I haven't felt that at all. I don't know how y'all been feeling, but I haven't felt that at all, right? I've had a couple moments of joy. I've had some days, especially where you see back to back 20, 25, 30% pumps in a day. I've had those rallies where you see, you know, a 4x pump in the span of 11 days. Like that, those are good feelings, man. Those are great feelings to be having. But I haven't felt that we're just like in the euphoric phase where we're just all rich and drunk off our crypto. And I do think that we go into it later in the year. That's the way to do it. Sipping one now, keeping zen and chilling. Facts, man. Oh, what's up, man? Yep, drinking them beers. Hello. I'll give a cheers to y'all, man. It's Wednesday, guys. We're having fun. Or at least I hope we're having fun. Let me go back to the fun music. Move it back to some fun music over here. All right, cool. There we go. We're all gonna make it. Backs, pat yourselves on the back for remaining strong. We are all about to be rewarded massively. That's absolutely it. It's what we signed up for. We're all big boys and girls and should expect massive volatility. Yeah, mass volatility comes in both ways. I'll just, you know, call it what it is, right? You expect to see some dips 100%, right? Like when you go through a bull run, there are typically 6 to 7 dips that last on average about a month, maybe 2 months at most. But you can see, especially with Bitcoin, an example, a 30% dip or a 25% dip. With Ethereum, you can see 30, 40% dip. But it typically tends to get bought back up fairly quickly, especially on like a bull run, right? And so like, to all the people who were early in Hex, right? Like, yeah, they had to go through 60, 70, 80, 90% dips. Sure, that happened, okay? But they also saw it bought back up in less than a month most of the time. So like, did they really have to, you know, experience a dip that long? Like, no, they were, yeah, had to start going through that. I'm sure you see your portfolio go from 7 figures to 6 figures to 5 figures and you're like, oh fuck, what happened? But then a month later you're back up 7 figures again. You're like, ah, whatever, dude, that was a fucking sneeze. Cool, let's keep going, let's keep rallying, let's keep the excitement going. Lately it just seems like every time we've got a small little pump that starts feeling like some joy, it's like 1 step forward, 5 steps back is what it feels like to me. And it's like, I know there's going to be volatility for sure, but like I also expect volatility to the upside as well, right? Like I would love to see the volatility to the upside where you see it go and do a 5x pump in the span of 11 days again, but really it's been pretty lackluster. It's been really nothing but prices going down volatility. And so like if you have spare capital, that's great because you can continue to buy the dips, increase your bag size and all that good stuff as well. But yeah, I mean, dude, it's kind of like I expect volatility to go both ways. Strength and honor! Right. It's unfortunate the crypto is fully dependent on BTC and ETH. That it's kind of fully dependent on ETH right now for altcoins, man. Like, yeah, Bitcoin has something to do with it as well, but you saw that decoupling effect already where Bitcoin has been moving and the rest of the altcoin markets are just kind of like, I mean, pretty much boo-boo right there. You know what I mean? There was an image I saw the other day. Let me see. And of course, let me just kind of like share these with y'all too. Give me 1 second here. We'll open that up. And open this one up. All right, cool. So this is basically, and again, this is coming from, I believe, like Miles. I don't know how to say his name. Miles Dosher, Miles something like that. So it comes from a couple of different places. This is a different little image over here, but this is basically crypto right now, man. It's like, oh, you sold? Let's pump, right? Oh, you just bought? Right, this is when you sell, things just start pumping. Oh, you want to hold? We're not gonna do shit. We ain't gonna do shit. We're just gonna go sideways. It's gonna be boring. It's gonna go down. We're gonna go be sideways. So boring. Things are boring. You're bored. Go degen. Go behave. Go do something else. That's what they want you to do. And then whenever you buy, prices just dip. Right? Like that's what it feels like right now, right? Let me know if y'all feel that way. This is what it feels like to me. This is the cryptos that are basically experiencing all these different things. This is memes. This is from their all-time high. Dog with Hat, 84% down. Bonk, 70% down. Dog, 96% down. Shiba Inu, 82% down. Doge, 64% down. So on, so on, and so on. Layer 2s, kind of the same thing. Arbitrum down 81%. Optimism down 78%. You know, Meta's down 86%. Matic down 89%. Right now, Polygon at this point in time. You know, all these different things. Stark down 90%. Blast 86%. What are all these DeFi tokens doing? Okay, well, they're all down 60, 70, 80, 90, 95%. What are AI agents doing? This is that whole new mania that everyone started talking about. Well, they are all down as well. AI 16Z, I heard that so many times, 84% down. Luna, 91% down, right? Like this, VVVV, right? I think I saw Richard Hart make a post on that as well. Anyways, long story short, don't need to get too crazy on that. Modular blockchain down 85, 90%. You have NFTs down 90, 95%. You have other layer 1 tokens. This doesn't even include Pulse Chain on this list right here, but it is also down from its previous all-time high. Ethereum still down 44%. Solana down 30%. BNB down 29%. Avalanche down 82%. Phantom down 87%. Injective 73%. Sui 37%. Near 83%. Guys, these are fucking, this isn't a bull market like that. That's not numbers you see in a bull market. I'm telling you, in a bull market, you close your eyes, you throw a dart at a dartboard, and you make 10 extra money. It's incredible. It feels incredible. You do feel like an absolute fucking genius. Excuse my language. You're a little excited. You're a little excited. Hey, there you go. What's up, ATX? Appreciate it, man. Hex is the way, keep stacking. Dude, yeah. By the way, dude, I just had a stake end over here. It was I want to say it was a 4-year stake. I started it in 2021 because that's whenever I got into Hex, and so it was a 4-year stake, and I think it cost like $15 or something. Because right now the Gwei is 1, right? Like, awesome. So if you got any transactions you're looking at doing, maybe now's a good time. But 1.2 Gwei is pretty darn good. Right, so if you're looking to do something, maybe now is the time to do it. I've been able to triple my Hex bag size as well from what I actually had originally staked, just by staking Hex and doing what it does. So good stuff there. Yeah, exactly. Freestyle recap. There you go. $1 wing jaw, 15 buckets of beer. Enjoy, dude. That's freaking awesome. What compassion do you have? What the heck? I quit smoking cold turkey. Couldn't keep it lit. Lol. Oh, too funny. Oh. That is funny, man. Didn't drink for 12 years, then I turned 13. Oh, shoot, man. Yeah, that was about the same time I started drinking. Like, oh, it was all around the same time. It was all around the same time. It was all a dream. If people win on the RH memes and then rotate gains into core tokens and big wins all around, dude, I don't know, man. I've heard that story and narrative so many times where I'm gonna go play in this degen world and I'm gonna bring back the gains into the core tokens and you're gonna see this is why meme coins are so incredible. But dude, the meme coins or core tokens have been lackluster, to say the best at best. And it doesn't mean that they won't be. There's going to be a time for them to shine, but people's perspectives are definitely swayed toward different scenarios. And you go turn $100,000 into $1 million, or heck, let's just say $10,000 into $100,000 because you got a 10x on one of the new meme tokens that just launched. I mean, I would hope you'd bring some of it back to the core tokens. I would, not only for myself, because I'm sure I got my bag and it's beneficial for me by you doing so, I'm sure, but also for yourself. So you can take advantage and actually scoop up some more, especially at a discounted price. A lot of people are just either converting that profit into the next meme coin, which oftentimes that's how it goes. You end up cycling. Let's just say you started out with $1,000. Okay, you turn $1,000 into $2,000. You're like, I'm a genius. I've made it. Crypto's easy. Meme coin's the way to go. You have $2,000 now. You see 2 new meme coins pop up. You're like, cool. I'm gonna invest $1,000 into each. That 1,000 turns into another 1,000. The other 1,000 turns into another 1,000. You now have $4,000, and you're like, I'm freaking brilliant, dude. I crushed this meme coin game. I freaking crush it, bro. That $4,000, you're like, why am I even splitting it, man? Like, why don't I just go 4K on the next one? You throw 4K on the next meme coin, that shit dumps 80-90%. Now you are left with $400, and you are like, I gotta make it back up again. So now you have 400 that you're trying to split into different tokens and different memes. And I'm telling you, when that degen door unlocks, it is a brutal game to go down. For the people who can manage their hope and expectations, congrats. If you do make some profit, take it. I would say put some in the bank. You know what I mean? You do whatever you want at the end of the day with your money, but you know, that's what we're here to do. I'm sure at the end of the day is to put some of that money in the bank. So that's why I think a lot of people are going to say, hey, I turned 10K into 100K. Like, why would I put it back into 100K into the core tokens when I can put 90 in the bank and maybe go degen again on the next one? And the next time I win, I'll go buy the meme token or the core tokens. And it's always the next time, right? It's kind of like I told you, it's an addictive personality type deal. So it's like, you would always say, if you've ever tried to stop drinking, you would say, this is my last beer. This is my last drink. I'm not gonna drink anymore after this, right? And then tomorrow, the next day comes around, and you're like, yeah, it's fucking one more. What's one more? I'll do it again. I'll stop drinking tomorrow. You could use the same logic for everything. I'm gonna go to the gym, but you don't go to the gym today. Or maybe you go to the gym for 30 days straight. Congrats, you've done it. You've gone to the gym 30 days straight. You feel like you've earned a relaxed day. You're like, I'm gonna take a day off. That one day says, I'm gonna go the next day. The next day comes around, you're like, I'm just not feeling it. I'm a little sick, I'm a little sore. I'm gonna go the next day. I did 30 days before, I'm gonna go the next day. It just keeps on going. It's this perpetual cycle, and then eventually you end up stop going to the gym. This happens every single time with New Year's resolutions. This happens every single time with any addictive personality type deal. And honestly, I hope to the people who do say they're gonna put their money back into the core tokens, so be it. Congrats. Most of the time, it's not a rinse and repeat scenario though. I'm here for the buy and hold, not hold, knife in back, hold, government threats and rope on neck hold. Skin ripped off hold, another knife in the liver hold. We can't sell scars on Uniswap. G's, I'll hold still. Yeah, right? I strongly don't think we get past November 2025 with bull market. Too many astrology events this year. Well, damn, dude, crazy. We'll have to see, I guess. And there's obviously no way of knowing. I'm just sharing my thoughts on what I think could potentially be a possibility. Especially if things are just going slower. We're either going to have face melting fucking massive gains, which is again very bearish in that scenario. It is massively bullish, but it is a very short span of time. It can only last for 30 days, maybe 60 days, and then a massive dip, and that could be the top. Pico top, and that's just not necessarily what I'm here for. I would love to see obviously a massive parabolic move to the upside, but a slow start, go, and then finish the year at the top instead of being like, and then just shoot straight back up to fall straight the fuck back down. 2 months in crypto feels like 20 years in stocks. It can turn around in no time. We have ETH hit 7K in 4 weeks. We can have ETH hit 7K in 4 weeks. Absolutely. You forgot, kicked in the balls a couple times. Yeah, dude, fact. Sorry, we have ETH hit 10K in 3 weeks. Wow. Damn, very bullish. Mostly back stuff, yes. Yeah, for sure. Separating the men from the boys, for sure. Am I still DCAing? And I'm still DCAing. Awesome. ATX bearish. I think the SEC reassigning 50 lawyers in the crypto task force saying they will allow a way for founders to submit for future jurisdiction to stop fraud charges is pretty huge. Bro, the hedge funds and banks are shaking out everyone. Alt season after taxes are paid. And that will, dude. And that may make us an American crypto tax free. Yeah, that'd be cool. Trump is buying ETH on the dip like crazy. Yeah, the World Liberty Fi is definitely buying. Well, I guess this will seriously toughen up all of us holders. Trump is buying OTC ETH. Yeah, never FOMO. I panic like a little girl who touched an icky bug. Lol. No fresh money coming in at the moment. What's good? What's good? Is it going down? Yeah, young jock, right? It's going down. It doesn't feel like it. That's what's happening. I feel far from being a genius right now, right? Who saw my little Twitter post the other day as well? Like, if you're still holding X after this amount of time, you're either a genius or we need therapy. Oh, who feels like that right now, right? Like, who feels this way? Let me know what your thoughts are. Who's feeling this? If you're still holding Hex after this dump, you're either a genius or we need therapy. And again, altcoins are for gambling addicts who can't admit they're gambling. Like, speaking facts, guys. I forgot what profit feels like this bull run. I know, right? I would just, oh god, it'd be incredible. But yeah, I mean, this is, guys, like, this is what's going on. You have these tokens right here getting launched like crazy, right? Y'all haven't seen pump dot tires yet, you know what I mean? Like, this is the one everyone's talking about most. And then, you know, this is again on the 1 hour. Let me just flip it up to the daily over here. I'll leave it on 4 hours. It's fairly new. This is where you start, you know, if you are going to be doing any sort of like degening, I've always shared this in the past, don't buy it whenever it's fucking pumping up here, right? This is oftentimes where you end up getting kind of screwed overall. It's very tough because, you know, we all have the FOMO addictive personality. So you see, you go from this is what I was talking about with the traders, man. Like, you see a top trader right here. This person over here turns 33,000 into 350,000. This person turns 33,000 into 1.5 million dollars. 2,500 turn into 186,000. You're like, holy fucking cow. These are the people who are in incredibly early, right? You can actually look at their buy transactions and all that as well. We're not necessarily pulling those particular people up, but whenever you see them, they were in over here, right? They were actually buying this early dip or early pump over here. They got this rally and saw a massive green candle happen. Not only did they see the green candle happen, a lot of people start buying the top. This is like Pico top. Many people are buying into the FOMO thinking, I don't want to miss out on this. If you are going to want to play in this meme coin world, oftentimes I say wait for at least a 30, 50, or 60% dip to actually get back into the token if you want to partake in it. I'm just sharing this with y'all so that way you don't end up being in this scenario where, again, you buy the tippity top, because oftentimes that is whenever you're like, fuck it, I'll just buy. And then it goes down 64%. I mean, heck, it's still down 54% right now from that top. And you're like, oh man, I screwed up, right? And now it's going to take a 2x just to get back up to this number. Not going to say it's not possible, but oftentimes, again, if you were to just wait to be buying some of these dips, that's a 30% dip. You get in, and then you actually get to see this little rally that actually could end up taking place. I don't know why the chart's not moving. There it goes. And then you see a little 4x rally. Okay, cool. Now you got to sell. You got to take profit. You got to do this. You got to do that. Meme coins are a different game completely, guys. It opens up a whole degen world. You open up to this little thing where, again, these new tokens are getting launched like freaking crazy right now. Most of them that I saw get launched are down 60, 70, or 80%. And again, this is happening so fast. Again, like, this is new pairs. Like, if I just pull up new pairs real fast, you can see some of these tokens are popping off, and then you end up getting into some of these tokens and you're like, oh man, I just recently bought the top. It's down 27, 60%, 30%, 50%, 72% in the last 24 hours, right? This is what happens so many times. And I'm not saying this is definitely going to be everybody, but you know, this is pretty damn possible for a lot of people. So just be careful, guys. That's all I'm going to say. Like, if you are going to play in this world of degening, so be it. Can't help anyone at that point in time, right? Like, this token's down 93%. Judge Carroll. I clicked on the wrong one because things are moving up too fast at this point in time. But this is like Judge Carroll, down 93% in 24 hours. That's a terrible chart to see. So if you are going to degen, I mean, heck, dude, degen into, you know, whatever you want to at this point in time. But not every token's popping off like crazy over here. And I just want y'all to get a little bit familiar on this one. Like, this token, 3 hours old, it looks pretty damn crazy, you know, Sigma AI or whatever over here. It's like, oh shit, this thing's doing pretty damn crazy. And I bet you if we were to come back at this like 3 hours from now, you're gonna see the price all the way over here, right? And I'm not saying that this token's gonna do that. I have no idea what this token's gonna end up doing. But I look at like top traders overall and I say, okay, cool, this person made a 10x. Cool, they're out, right? It doesn't show their balance anymore, but you know, they sold their positions. A lot of people aren't really making any money on this one overall. You can see the bought and sold percentage over here. There's a few people who made money, and this could be the person who launched the token. Again, I'm not diving into all the details over here for like all of this, so you can check it all out, but I'm just sharing this for my own 2 cents, my own thoughts as to kind of what's going on. And I didn't realize I had the chat thing up the whole time overall on that one too. But guys, either way, we got some crazy, yeah, dude, right? Maybe both genius or therapy, right? Facts. There's a lot going on. There really is, man. And I want everyone to see mad gains this cycle. I want everyone to make a whole bunch of freaking money. I want things to just pop off like crazy. We got economic pressure rising from tariff news, from rising inflation potentially, from global uncertainty to, you know, the money printers aren't turned on. So that's why, you know, maybe when the money printers turn on, maybe that's potential possibility. Maybe they ease off on quantitative tightening. We get into quantitative easing and then just boom, fucking go to the moon. Because this shakeout might actually be a good thing. It's separating winners from losers, obviously. It brings us to the next big question. What's next for altcoins? What's next for our coins? Right now, big players like BlackRock, Fidelity are just buying the ETF, Bitcoin and Ethereum. They aren't really getting into the altcoin world. Institutions aren't starting to dip into altcoins at this point in time. So, you know, there's a world, there's a day where altcoins just pop up like crazy. So again, like, how can we survive the, you know, altcoin apocalypse, as we want to call it? You know, invest in projects with strong fundamentals, as we always say. Don't let fear dictate your decisions, guys, at this point in time. Remember, typically the best investors are the ones who actually keep a level head when everyone else is panicking, whether that's buying the blood in the streets when everyone else is freaking out, or whether it's, of course, selling the top when everyone else is euphoric. All those good things. But it's also full of opportunity, man. The crypto is crazy full of volatility. It's full of opportunity. Altcoins are definitely a high risk, high reward play. But if you're willing to do the work, you're willing to actually hold on to the tokens, you're willing to put in a percentage of your funds, or you're willing to just wait and see what happens. My friend describes it best: if you can't go out and light that money in a dumpster fire, you probably shouldn't be putting that money into the crypto game in the first place. So if you feel like you can just go take $1,000, go light it on fire and be okay with it, then you can start getting into the world of crypto. Otherwise, invest what you're willing to afford to lose, all that good stuff. But be sure anyways, at the end of the day, that if you found this video helpful, you definitely smash the like button, guys. You hit the subscribe for the more streams to follow, more deep dives into crypto, and of course, just having some fun. Thanks for watching as always. We got a lot of stuff in store for us in 2025. The only thing constant is change, and I will see y'all in the next one.
It is Wednesday, my dude. It is Wednesday, my dudes.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain, I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints, money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague, we all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name, all our insecurities are on display.